What a day. So yeah, today, put my hoodie on, started, actually I don't know, about 30-40 minutes before sunrise, so it was dark. Headlamp. My change today, trekking poles. I've had those a long time. They're just cheapies from Costco. I got them when I was really overweight, hoping it would help me hike. But the silly fact is, I was just overweight and I just couldn't hike, so they kind of helped. The other day I was looking YouTube, some hiking stuff. Somebody called it the Swedish style of hiking, which fits, because that's kind of my heritage, I guess, by blood. I think 3 generations back our family came from Sweden. But yeah, I'm loving it, man. It's like, the hike isn't that bad. 500 feet elevation, 3-mile loop, but it really does move your body. It makes you move your upper body, and if you put a bit of intention into it, to put a bit of weight on the poles, yeah, I'm sold, you know. And I know a lot of hikers still use trekking poles. It just helps your balance, helps your footing, again, just kind of spreads that workout. So that's my change, if you will, for the day. And I always say there's this consistency and change. My consistency was, yesterday I took a break and just took the day off because I'd been doing enough hiking and just so much work around the house with this olive tree that we cut up. And yeah, it was a nice break. Interesting thing on the weight, like I said, I've been eating more, so I'm about 10 pounds heavier than I normally am. And I did this based off what some people were saying, kind of, if you're going to start working out, it doesn't hurt to have a little extra on you to kind of have that on tap. It's not like I'm trying to gain fat, just put on enough weight. Whereas I'm doing these things, I'm never hungry, never kind of, I guess, burning into my reserves as much as I am just burning what's on hand. And I've been really stable where I'm at. So I plateaued 2 days ago. I started pulling back to kind of the normal amount I eat. I don't measure, but I'm pretty good about the 1 gram protein to the lean body weight as a base point. And for doing this, again, almost 4 years, the 3 years I've been stable at 178, I just kind of know how much I'm eating. And again, if I'm not hungry, I won't keep eating. But if I'm hungry, I'll go ahead and eat a little bit more. So again, that's just a baseline. I want to make that clear. I'm not weighing my meat. I'm not like really counting macros, but I have a good idea based on the size of the chuck I eat or the size of the steak and what they generally have. And I said this the other day in our Carnivore Strong stream. So if I have a really big chuck, I know I'm going to have some left over. If I have a small chuck, I know I might be a bit hungry. So what I'll tend to do is just eat the large one first, save a portion of it, throw it in the fridge. That way when I eat that next one, I know I can kind of top off, if you will, and make that essentially the same size. But one other trick I've been doing, and I do think this is really handy in your first year. I'll say a couple of tricks. This is nothing new, but have hard-boiled eggs in your refrigerator, ready on tap. That way if you open the fridge and you're grazing, and you're kind of looking for something to eat, if you look at the hard-boiled eggs and go, yeah, I'll go ahead and pound 3 or 4 of those, or you think, well, I'm not really hungry for eggs, shut the door, because you're not hungry, you're grazing, you're falling back to that old habit trick. If you're truly hungry, you're going to go, yeah, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat those eggs. The other thing about it is, if you do eat, and you find yourself hungry later on, again, not just grazing, but truly hungry, those are ready on tap to go. And I think that's the thing. Again, we even talked about this before, and many carnivores have talked about this. Kelly Hogan even said how radical up and down she was through like the first year of how much you eat and the weight. Sometimes it would plateau, sometimes it would go up, sometimes it would go down. And I had the same things. There would be days like I would gain 3 pounds. I shouldn't say that. Maybe there would be days like, not a single day, but like over 1 or 2 days, I might have gone up 3 pounds. And then for the next, say, 3 or 4 days, I'd drop like 5 pounds, and then it would flatten, and then it would go up or down. but the trend line was always down, but there was definitely these ups and downs. The same thing with my hunger. There were ups and downs, and they didn't relate. Like some days I would be eating like close to 3 pounds of meat, and then the next few days I'd eat less. And it wasn't because I ate more one day, oh, I'm kind of full, I can't eat as much. Or vice versa, I didn't eat so much, I'm really hungry the next day. It had no relationship with that. And it had no relationship with what I was doing. The only time I knew I stalled is when I forcefully told myself, I'm gonna cut back. I wanna lose this weight. And this was really early on, probably in the first few months. I wanna lose this weight fast, so I'm just gonna go a little hungry, not eat till I'm satiated, like some of the people said when I learned. And those are the days that I would really slow down and plateau. And I thought that's strange, so I even kind of tested that theory, and sometimes I would do it for like 3 or 4 days, purposely do it, and yep, every single time I'd either go up a little bit or totally flatten out. Sometimes those days that I literally was eating like a massive amount, because I ate a lot more fat then, so I would have steak with a ton of butter, all that kind of stuff. In those days, I was actually losing more. So again, eat till you're satiated. Don't worry about it too much as far as like counting macros. I do think that percentage is good to go with, but it's not like you have to weigh your meat every day and eat only that. So if that protein level is flat, you can adjust your fat and kind of found, and that's going to give you more energy, less energy in a sense, of calories. I don't buy the calories because calories is a measurement of burning. You can burn wood and burn calories. You can boil water and burn calories. Your body works on nutrients. Again, nothing new. All the people will say that. But as you're hungry, you can up the fat a little bit, satiate yourself. So those are just a couple thoughts that just kind of popped into my head. I'm going to try this new format where I just kind of stop, look at the sunrise. Hopefully there's not too much glare. I don't know what's happening in the camera. I might bring another microphone so it's up closer to me. And just see what you guys think of this. If me just kind of mind dumping at times of what I'm doing. Man, it is so beautiful. I'm looking out this way at this mountain, and I can grab the camera before I go and flip it. And just the sunrise on this really gnarly rocky mountain is just, it's awesome out here. The moon is still up over there. Sun's coming up. What time is it? See, it's already 6:57. And yeah, so my gain, I have a little bit more left, is 455 feet of gain so far. Feeling good. Just for those curious where I am, I'm in North Mountain, Phoenix. I'm at 1,642 feet above elevation. And this is kind of my halfway point. I've gone 1.48 miles. So yeah, it's just me, again, getting out here doing it. I didn't really feel like getting up this morning because of yesterday's break. My right knee, I've been feeling it a little bit. My right knee I've had surgery on. And again, in that live stream, I talked a little bit about motorcycle racing that I used to do. And I've had a couple bad accidents. One of them was actually in road stuff, and I high-sighted. And if you guys know what a high-sight is, it's when you're taking a corner on a bike, something happens and you go over that long ways. And I was riding here, there was another guy here, and we went to make the corner, and this guy wasn't so good. And as I went to make the corner, this guy hit me, went over on my knee. On the x-ray, on the backside of my kneecap, it chipped the bone, the kneecap, in 3 spots, like little flakes. So I had 3 flakes come off the backside of my knee, and there was nothing they can do. And as they grew, they kind of have this like weird sticky outy calcified bump that kind of rubs. So there's no way that's going to cure. Now the inflammation for sure is cured, because I would, again, have had a lot of pain throughout. Even when I rode my bicycles a ton, I would have some inflammation. I would take some NSAIDs, and it's like an anti-inflammatory thing, like ibuprofen kind of junk. But basically I could take those and cure the inflammation, and now I don't need it, man. This is a beautiful thing about carnivore. Just the anti-inflammatory alone is huge. I do want to say I don't think it's ever a cure-all for everything. It's not going to, cure past surgery and broken bones, you know, that have calcified spots and things like that. But because those are usually more just bothered by inflammation of things rubbing, kind of like a tag in the back of your shirt. It's there. You can learn to annoy it, or if you wash it enough times, in a sense, the tag gets soft and it doesn't bother you, or you can try to cut it out. Now, realistically, the problem is when you cut it out, then you have a weird little sharp thing that sticks out and it could bug you more. Kind of a bad analogy, but I think it works. I'm at the point where the tag in the back of my shirt, all these are tagless, so silly me, but where it doesn't bug me. Again, this morning, I felt it a little bit when I got up, which is rare, but again, I've really been pushing this hard and doing a pretty fast pace, which I want to do because it's something I never could do before. The bicycling never bugged me like hiking did. And the fact I can do this is just mind-blowing. It's just totally mind-blowing. Anyway, enough rambling for the day. Ahui ho, my friends. Stay carnivorous. We'll see ya. And I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see this. And this is that sunrise I was looking at. I've done this trail a few times, but it's pretty gnarly. It doesn't look that steep in the video, but that's a gnarly steep cliff.